episode 4 and week 3 of the Mizzou Dynasty. We're going to start off this week with recruiting. A little bit of an update, obviously, because I started this, recording this at least a little bit after I actually started playing it, and wasn't sure if I was actually going to do the YouTube, or the Mizzou Dynasty on YouTube. So Alfonso Tolson is number 1 on our recruiting board right now. We got a couple of free safeties at the top of the board. We've offered some scholarships out to Tolson, as well as Larry Qualls and Taylor Aikman. Right now, number 1 on 4-star recruit Alfonso Tolson's board. I've already put in the recruiting this week, and next week I'll probably go into, I'll actually record this while I'm recruiting instead of after. We've also got a 5-star receiver, Nick Hooks, that's narrowed down to his top 5. We are number 1 on the list right now. And we've also scheduled a couple of visits. Now, we've got kind of a bust here on a 5-star recruit, Bill Carmen, who is a field general quarterback, 6'5", 233, so he's definitely going to be a pocket quarterback. We've offered a scholarship and got a visit scheduled, as that'll be week 11. I'm trying to remember who we play week 11. There it is, Oklahoma. So we get Oklahoma week 11. We talked about earlier. I think right now, kind of giving up on Matt Rahman, scrambler from St. Louis, Missouri. We are well out of his top 10 right now. So we're going kind of all in on Bill Carmen right now. I don't know if we necessarily need a quarterback right now, and honestly, I'm just diving into recruiting. This is the first time that I've jumped into the recruiting on College Football 25, so, I might be making a fool of myself right now. Franklin Goodspeed, out of Florissant, Missouri, has KU over us right now. He's going to visit KU week 8. Of course, we beat them week 1. It's also got Ohio State, Texas, and Oklahoma State on the list. Interesting that KU's number 1 right now. We are locked in a battle with Iowa State for Kasim Good as well, receiving back from right here in Kansas City, Missouri. Right tackle Dante Rich, I think, is another decent prospect, 3-star. Right now he's number 1 on our books. We haven't... I'm trying to see exactly. I think we just scouted him so far. Iowa State and Minnesota have both offered him the scholarships, and then we got DeMarcus Irving, as we've offered him a scholarship first on his board right now. Got some other guys we haven't really paid too much attention to. We got a center in Reggie Vigil. He's number 1, and we're number 1 on his intention list from Dunlap, Illinois. He's also got Michigan, Iowa State there. Interesting. I'm still just kind of looking at the bar in the middle, kind of. Obviously that's we're working our way up and getting a commit out of him. 6'1", 300 pounds. Agile center. So we got locked out by strong safety Josh Torres pretty early here. Actually going to go ahead and remove him from our recruiting board. I'll go ahead and get rid of this other quarterback too, Matt Rahman. And remove him from our recruiting board as well. But see, this is one thing that I haven't seen. There it is. Linebackers and safeties need a quarterback. Hopefully we can pick up this 5-star recruit. We'll see how it works out. I think we're going to go ahead and add Ari DeLong to the list, along with Casey Carmona. All showing interest from the state of Missouri. Running backs. 2-star right tackle. I'm not sure about that one. But mainly looking for some offensive line help, along with linebackers and safeties are a need. So we will see how this recruiting class continues to go. Before we get into this game against Illinois here in week 3, we're going to take a quick look at the top 25 right now. Heading into week 3, Ohio State at the top, #1 in the country, coming off a victory against Western Michigan. Oregon beating Boise State, going at Oregon State this upcoming week, ranked #2. Alabama in at #3 right now. Not a lot of movement. Michigan went up from 7 to 5. They beat Texas last week. Penn State at 4, 2-0. Notre Dame at 6. Missouri at #7. We went up from 8. And let's see, Utah at #8. They moved up because of the loss Texas had. I can't remember what ranking Texas was at. Got Georgia at 10. They're 1-1. And I can't remember who their first loss was to either. Clemson. They lost to Clemson week 1. Tennessee at #10. Arizona #11. Which I didn't realize they were ranked so high. The more you know. Big 12 as well. The more you know. And like I've said multiple times, I've kind of been out of the loop on college football for quite some time. Didn't really keep up with anything that went on this offseason other than I knew Texas and Oklahoma was moving over to the SEC and all the other changes. Quite crazy, honestly, with the conference realignments, which is funny because I feel like with this game it's kind of helping me get back into college football, but I was already kind of on that trend, and I feel like the year that I'm going to jump back into college football and paying attention to it, there was a huge conference realignment. And I feel like when I got out of kind of watching college football as much, it was because of the realignment, Missouri going from the Big 12 to the SEC. And, you know, there were some rough years in there. We'll look at that in just a moment because that's something I haven't gone over yet either. And going back to, I made this dynasty as an offensive coordinator for the Missouri Tigers. So we're the offensive coordinator, not the head coach. Oklahoma State at 12, Kansas State 13, Louisville 14, Miami 15. Clemson moved down with a loss to Appalachian State by 4 points from 5 to 16. I did not catch that. So going over this is going to be good to keep me just as much into the dynasty as you guys, because honestly I didn't even see that. I know I saw in some video I was watching with one of the updates come in, I think it was Eric Ray Weather video, where he was kind of talking about how there was a patch coming, there was a lot of upsets, and Appalachian State right there, big time upset. First real big upset I think I've seen in this dynasty so far. But we've got USC, at 17. Then an SEC team, LSU at 18, Ole Miss 19, Washington 20. Texas falls from 16 to 21 as they are 0-2 on the year now. And I can't remember who they played week 1, but I did see that they lost that game in the first game of the year. Now losing to Michigan. Florida State creeps up into the rankings as they play Memphis this upcoming week. They're 22. Oklahoma, after a loss to Houston. Okay, that's kind of a big upset there, moving from 11 to 23. Kansas back in the rankings after we knocked them out week 1. Of course, I think they were 23 coming into that. Now ranked 24 at 2-1 after they beat Illinois last week, who we're getting ready to play this week. And NC State rounding out the top 25, losing to Tennessee. They are now ranked at number 25. As I said, real quick, we're going to jump into this before we jump into the game against the Illini. Just kind of look at the history. Obviously, Mizzou coming off that huge Cotton Bowl victory last year, over Ohio State, beating them in the Cotton Bowl, going 11-2. Before that, big-time mediocrity from 2015 to 2022. 5-7, 4-8, 7-6, 8-5, which was their best year during that stretch. And this is the entire stretch that I just did not pay attention to college football or this team whatsoever. I think after the 5-7 2012 season, I can't remember if that was I think 12-2 in 2013 was the Matty Mock year. Or maybe he was after that in 2014. James Franklin somewhere around in there too. And then Blaine Gabbert, and of course Chase Daniel before that led to the 07 Cotton Bowl victory after beating Kansas and losing to Oklahoma in the Big 12 championship game. The Alamo Bowl in 08, 10-4 team. There was Chase Daniel, and I do believe Jeremy Maclin was still there for 08. 09 was when we saw Blaine Gabbert take over. 2010. I believe 11 was after Gabbert, but not a ton of success for Mizzou in the last 20 years. 7-5 in 2005, 8-5 in 06. Then the big year, 12-2. They were ranked number 1 in the country at one point in that season. So not a ton to necessarily live up to, but Mizzou can be a very good football program, and they've shown that in the last couple of years. And even in some of these years where, I want to say it was 2021 where Nick Bolton was drafted, he was on that Missouri defense. It was pretty good. They just had, I want to say like 3 or 4 draft picks in like the first couple of rounds defensively. So the defense has really stepped up for Mizzou, which, you know, kind of lacked in those late 2000s and early 2010s years where they were really good. So we're going to try to balance that out. But at the same time, we are just the offensive coordinator here at Mizzou right now. So we'll see kind of where this goes. I intend to stay at Mizzou. So we'll see maybe if that head coaching spot opens up at some point with us. But, I mean, if we're doing good, they're probably going to keep the head coach around as well. So we'll see how it goes with us. But I do intend to stay with Mizzou through this entire dynasty. But either way, we will jump straight into the game against the Illini next. Illinois headed to Columbia to meet our Missouri Tigers in the Arch Rivalry as we come off back-to-back wins to start the season. One on the road at Kansas and then at home as well versus James Madison last week. Big win for us. Brady Cook had a big game, of course, over 300 yards in each of our first 2 games. Luther Burden also 10 catches in our first 2 games each, as we come in at number 7 in the country, looking to go 3-0, rocking the old school Sailor Tiger helmets versus the 1970s uniforms of the Illinois Fighting Illini. A rivalry game that hasn't been played in quite some time. Last meeting 23-13. We are on a 6-game win streak against the Illini. Early in the first quarter, now 2nd and 6. Quick slant route, throws an interception, and we get a pick to start the game on the second play from scrimmage. Big time interception by Norwood right there. Just 15 seconds into this game, and a huge start for us. Trying to go to 3-0 and protect that top 10 ranking. Drayden Norwood, the junior, with a big-time interception right there in a big SEC versus Big Ten matchup. Now our first time on offense, a 3rd and 8. We're going to go over the middle of Luther Burden, and we're going to get a first down right there. Now down to the 23 on a 2nd and 20. We're going to get this one to Mookie Cooper right over the middle of the field, down to the 2-yard line, and a flag on first down. It's going to end up being a false start on Norfleet, the tight end. We're going to see what we can do on 1st and goal from the 7-yard line. Trying to make something happen, moving around in the pocket. We're going to get sacked right here. And a tough hit on Brady Cook. Now 2nd and goal from the 8-yard line, and we're going to get sacked again. That's my bad on that one. That one was rough. 3rd and goal from the 12. Knocked away. As we try to go to Norfleet, we're going to end up getting 3 right here. And a flag is down. And it looks like number 11 on the Illini ended up hitting the kicker. So we're going to get a roughing the kicker. We're going to get a first down from the 4-yard line. 6-yard line, excuse me, 1st and goal. And we're just going to give this one to Luther Burden and try to get him to the end zone. He's down to the 2-yard line on the jet sweep. Now 3rd and goal from the 2. Just a handoff to Matt Carroll. Touchdown, Mizzou. And it is a touchdown on our first drive that we got off the interception from Norwood. So the defense helping the offense out. And we are up by a score midway through this first quarter. Illini with the ball on the ensuing possession now. And they're going to get a wide open target to the left side, breaks a tackle, and all the way down to the 35-yard line. Now a 3rd and 9 and a handoff, and we stuff them in the backfield for a loss of 2 and a flag down. That's on me right there. I ran right into the kicker. We did the exact same thing that the Illini did on the other side of the ball. We're going to get a roughing the kicker, and it's going to be a 1st and 10 from the 22 for Illinois. First play back, we get a big tackle for loss. 3-yard loss, 2nd and 14 now. Play action, and they get one over the middle to put them in 1st and goal now from the 2-yard line. On 2nd and goal, easy touchdown for the Illini, and we are all tied up at 7 apiece. So Illinois looking to make this a game after the opening drive interception. Now back on offense for us, a run right up the gut, and we're going to take this for 15 yards up to the 36-yard line. Now a 3rd and 12, dropping back, and a diving catch. That's Luther Burden on a huge diving catch to give us a 1st down. Now 2 minutes left in the opening quarter. Play action. We're going to go to the tight end, Norfleet, who's going to get a big gain. He's down inside the 10 to the 7-yard line. Now as we are looking to score and go back up by a touchdown. 2nd and goal from the 4-yard line now. Run motion with Luther Burden, and we're just going to go with our old reliable play. They get us to the outside, cut back inside for a touchdown. And that is another Brady Cook passing touchdown and another receiving touchdown for Luther Burden, the 3rd here in the opening quarter. 14-7, Mizzou now up on the Illini. Just under 40 seconds left in the opening quarter. Illinois going to find a man open for a 1st down, and now 3rd down to start the 2nd quarter. Handoff up the middle, and we're going to come through and blow that run play up. We're going to get the ball back, but now with a 3rd and 14, and we're going to find an open Luther Burden with the possession catch right there. Now another 3rd and long on 3rd and 16 right around midfield. Going to Norfleet, should have been picked off right there probably, and we are going to have to punt that ball away. As now a 3rd and 7 for the Illini, we break up the pass, and we're going to go right to the other side of the ball, and another 3rd and 7. Motion down, that's Luther Burden coming closer into the formation next to Norfleet. Making a few adjustments before we run this 3rd and 7 play right here. Looking for somebody open, moving around in the pocket. And we find a man wide open. That's Mookie Cooper, who's going to push this one up all the way to the 36-yard line. And now a 3rd and 5. Maybe in field goal range here at the 30-yard line now. Looking to find a man open. We're moving around in the pocket. There's a flag down. We got a man open right over the middle of the field. But it looks like it's going to come back on a holding call on us. So tough play right there. Final 5 minutes of this first half. Now on a 3rd and 15, trying to find someone open. And we get our man over to the left side of the field, all the way down inside the 20, in the red zone, down to the 19-yard line. That's a huge play right there to find a man open. 3rd and 4 now from the 12-yard line. Still up a touchdown in the final couple of minutes of this first half. We're going to go with the jet sweep all the way for the score. That quick jet touch pass. That's the play right there. Luther Burden, another touchdown in this game. We leave a minute and 17 left on the clock for the Illini. See if they can do anything with it. But we are now up 2 touchdowns. That's a big play right there from Luther Burden the 3rd. And now a 3rd and 17 for Illinois. They're just going to run the ball. We're going to go ahead and take a timeout now with 1:03 still left on the clock and see if we can make something happen before the end of the first half. 3rd and 4 now. Just under 30 seconds. And that could have come close to an interception if you went for the ball right there. Instead, just going for the hit. It's a 4th and 1. We're going to call timeout. I was kind of thinking about trying to, I don't know, either challenge and then the booth review. I was thinking about trying to challenge or if we were going to go for it or not right there. But He goes for the hit instead of the ball. Probably could have broken that up. So they do overturn the call. And now we're on a 3rd and 10. And we're going to get a man wide open over the middle of the field for a big first down right there. Now down to the 15-yard line with 10 seconds. The clock is running. So we're going to get one more shot at this. Hit as we throw. And we get Luther Burden over the middle. Timeout with 2 seconds left. And we are just going to look to take a field goal into halftime to go up 24-7. See if we can get this. It is good. So 24-21 at the half. We've got a pretty decent lead right here to lean on, and getting the ball now starting the second half. We're going to run a screen play on 2nd and 6. Tavoris Jones is able to make a move, and he pushes that one way up the field, all the way down to the 44-yard line. Big play right there. Brady Cook now over 1,000 yards on the season here in just game 3 with 1,011 passing yards, and a cool animation right there. Like, you know, I think that especially seeing Madden kind of come out with their stuff doing similar things. We're going to pass over the middle of the field to Northfleet, a 4th and 2. We're going to kick another field goal, and absolutely terrible. The field goal kicking system has been very difficult, which I think is good for a college game. But just going back to those animations real quick, as Illinois is back on offense, and they're going to find a man open, but Toriano Pride Jr. with a terrific play right there to knock that ball free. But just the on-field animations, that's of, you know, showing milestones and stuff is good to see. Luther Burden III is going to push this one all the way to the 50-yard line on the punt return. That's huge. We're going to motion man. We're going to hit another jet touch pass, this time to Mookie Cooper. Maybe could have waited for the block from Theo Weiss Jr., but nonetheless, it's a first down. Now a 3rd and 4 from the 18-yard line. Brady Cook finds a man open, and the possession catch right there, probably not the best route. I mean, that's my favorite, just to go to the possession catch, just get the yards and keep it moving. But a 4th and 1, and the Illini are going to stop us right there on a 4th and 1. That's a huge play for them to try to get them back in the game. Now we get a bubble screen over to the left side. Big gainer. Illinois down to the 31-yard line now. See what they try on offense. Play action. And it's an interception. Picked off. We double tapped the triangle button right there, but we're still going to get all the way to the end zone. Marcus Clark, 68-yard pick six. And that might just do it right there. That is 30-7 late in the 3rd quarter. That's a huge play by Clark. And this defense has come up big in these first few games. Turnovers against Kansas. Shut out James Madison last week in the second half. And now a huge defensive touchdown. 68 yards for the score on the interception. Marcus Clark, a huge play right there. Saw him get a sack last week, I do believe. It might have been the Kansas game, but I'm pretty sure last week was the week Marcus Clark got in there for a sack. 3rd and 6. Now on the ensuing drive for Illinois, they're going to find a slant route right over the middle. Makes the man miss, and he's going to go all the way. The Illini are trying to stay right there in this game right now. Big time touchdown play right there for Illinois. That's going to make it 31-13. Here towards the end of the 3rd quarter, Pat Bryant is the senior wide receiver that makes this play happen. Catches the ball on a quick slant. Nobody can get the tackle right there, and number 1, the wide receiver, is in the way just enough to cause the room for Bryant to go all the way for 6 on that play. They are going to go for 2 right here. And they're going to get us with the halfback direct. Let me tell you, that was my play back in the day. Back on the PS2 version, college footballs, that was the play. We're going to get a handoff on 3rd and 3, and we're going to push this to the Illini side of the field, but they killed me on that one. That was nice. 3rd and 2 now. 30 seconds left. We're going to hand this one off to Nate Noel. Doesn't look like we're going to get much. She ends up hurdling over the D tackle as he's falling down to get the first down. We're going to go back to Nate Noel here, and that's going to bring up a 4th and 7. We're going to go ahead and just kick this field goal. That's going to put us up 34-15 now. after that huge 2-point conversion. And now Illinois with the ball. They're going to run a screen play. They're going to get this one up for a first down and a little bit more. 2nd and 1 now. It's a handoff, and they're going to get a big gainer right here. Rush defense has been a little questionable at times for this Missouri defense so far this year, as we're going to get a run right up the middle, and he's going to go for 6 right there, putting Illinois just a little bit closer, and hits us with the Heisman pose in the end zone. 11-11 left in the game, 34-21. They do just kick the extra point to make it 34-22. It's a 12-point game. Big run by Matt Carroll off to the left side. He's all the way down to the 39 past the 40. Brady Cook looking for someone open. We find Mookie Cooper, and he's going to end up dropping the ball. 4th and 6. So we're going to try to put up another field goal here, and this is a long field goal that's made. That is easily the best field goal I have made in this game by far so far. Illinois now on the ensuing possession, and they get a big completion to start it out. They are trying to make a comeback. Flag down, a big play. They get all the way down almost to the 25-yard line. But let's see what this penalty is. It's going to be ineligible man downfield. That's J.C. Davis on the RPO right there. Get one batted away. That was pretty easy. 4th and 2. And they hit us with the halfback direct snap again. Killed us with it. Huge play for Illinois. Man, I said that on stream. I'll link that below when I do go live on streams on Twitch. But I said that on the stream, man. They killed me with that play a couple of times in big positions. And here they're going to work one over the middle of the field, one-on-one in coverage. And it is another touchdown for the Illinois Fighting Illini. They are that much closer. 37-29. We got an 8-point game. 37-29. 2 minutes left in this game. 2nd and 9 now. We're going to find Luther Burden III for a first down and a whole lot more. Illinois with 2 timeouts left as they use their first one right there. 3rd and 3. Illinois out of timeouts. 1:47 left. All we need is a first down to end the game. We're going to go with the wide receiver mid-screen. Theo Weiss Jr. is there. He finds a hole, and he puts this one all the way down to the 31-yard line. That right there is the ball game. Big time win, 37-29 over the Big Ten opponent in Illinois, and a rivalry renewed in the Arch Rivalry. The Missouri Tigers get the win. I wanted to focus on, rivalry games and getting these games from Mizzou that you don't see a ton. Illinois, you see sometimes. Brady Cook there with a huge game, 364 through the air, 2 touchdowns, 75.5 completion percentage. But yeah, to just get into, playing Kansas again. Playing Illinois. Probably going to try to play Illinois and Kansas every year in our non-conference games. And big win here, though. 37-29 final score. Missouri gets the win. We go 3-0. We'll see where we're at in the rankings next week. All right, let's jump into the box score of this 37-29 victory. 28-18 in the first downs. 534 total yards of offense. Brady Cook with the 364 we talked about. See, turnovers, played a pretty clean game, had the 2 interceptions on defense, one being a touchdown, of course, had 1 good punt return, only 38 yards total on the punt returns, which I'm trying to think of how many yards that might have been pretty much all of it we got on the one. We'll jump into the player stats for Illinois. Luke Altmaier, 303 yards through the air, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. He did get sacked twice as well. Running the ball, Caden Fegan was the one that had the big game, big touchdown. 18 yards was his longest run of the day. 76 yards on 11 attempts receiving. Pat Bryant, of course, he had the huge game with the 2 touchdowns. He did have a drop in there as well. 5 catches for 103 yards. And they had a couple of guys, 40-plus. Mario Sanders, 4 for 57. Kanari Wilcher, 5 for 53. And then looks like the running back, Aiden Lowry, he had 2 catches for 40 yards. Defensively, 2.5 sacks for Seth Coleman. He had a big game against us. I feel like most of these sacks were kind of on me. And let's go to the Mizzou side. Brady Cook, 364, 2 touchdowns. Player of the game, Nate Noel, 16 for 81. He had 5 yards per carry in this game. Long for 17. Marcus Carroll had the longest carry of the game, 23 yards. 46 yards total on 8 carries. And then Tavoris Jones, the 57 yards off 9 carries. He had that big catch for 21 yards on the screen. Luther Burden III has another huge game. 13 catches, 109 yards, both touchdowns. Mookie Cooper, 8 for 62. Brett Norfleet, 2 for 41. I think I've been saying his name wrong. I think I've been calling him Ben Norfleet this entire series so far. So Brett Norfleet, we're going to have to get that down. 3 catches for 37 yards for Nate Noel. Theo Weiss also in there for 4 catches in this game. Pretty solid game all around. See, Tristan Newsome, he got the sack. Christian Williams also got a sack. And then the interceptions, of course. Marcus Clark with the big touchdown. Ran back off of his interception. Drayden Norwood with a pick as well on the opening drive, of course. That really set the tone for this game. So if you enjoyed the video, make sure you smash that like button. We are on the road to 300 subscribers, so hit that subscribe button as well. And hit the bell if you want to stay notified whenever these Dynasty videos go up, as well as the Chiefs content coming out. Plenty of football-related content coming to the channel. And until the next one, we will see you in the next Dynasty video.